Being the villain in your 30s doesn't mean you're evil. It means you're finally prioritising your needs, speaking up for yourself, and refusing to settle into a life that you are not happy with. If you need help activating your villain era, this video is for you. Last year, I had arguably the worst spa experience of my life. I had booked a 30-minute massage, and after being called late to the massage by the massage therapist, was taken into a room where I believed that I would still get the full 30 minutes that I paid for. However, 20 minutes later, I was dressed and out the door when I checked my phone and realised that I'd only had around 16 minutes of this 30-minute massage. I queried it with the massage therapist, saying, "Oh, but I'd paid for a 30-minute massage," to which she had said, "Yes, but we started late," and that I was booked into that specific time slot, and that was the time that I had allocated. And when I queried this and said, but I was collected late from the relaxation room, therefore I should have still received my treatment as it was no fault of my own that I was late for the treatment, I was told that they were busy, that's how it was, and to essentially just get on with it. In my younger years, I would never have even spoken up about the fact that I didn't get the service that I paid for. However, I've worked hard over the last few years to actually speak up for myself and to advocate for what is right. And in this scenario, the right thing being that I received the treatment that I had booked and paid for. The discussion continued. During this time, I was respectful, I spoke quietly, and I was obviously relaxed, having just had the shortened massage. Yet, the therapist continued to be aggressive and blamed me for the fact that my friend's treatment was now late because I'd spoken up. She told me that I was ungrateful for not thanking her for the treatment that I had just received, even though I had thanked her before the treatment was over, obviously before realising that she'd shortened my treatment, and continued to be rude to me. In this scenario, to the massage therapist, I would be the villain. I am the villain because I am speaking up, I am being a difficult customer, and I am refusing to back down when I did not receive the treatment that I paid for. It is okay for you to be a villain in your 30s. And I don't mean it's okay to be an arsehole. I don't mean it's okay to be rude to people. I don't mean it is okay to say whatever's on your mind, even if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. There are ways that we can communicate with people where we can be strong in what we are saying, where we can speak up for ourselves, where we can advocate for ourselves, and we can do it in a polite, confident way. We don't need to be rude, we don't need to raise our voices, we don't need to swear, we don't need to be aggressive. We can still speak up for ourselves in scenarios where we deserve to speak up for ourselves, even though we would be seen as the villain. Let me give you another example. Let's say you are dating someone, they are a nice person, you've had a few good dates, you get on, however there is no spark, so you decide to end things. You ending things could make you the villain in the other person's eyes. Not to everyone, some people understand dating, other people believe that you are the villain for throwing away a good person, as I have been told repeatedly when I talk about dating and ending things with people on the Date with Confidence podcast. However, if you had chosen not to be the villain in that scenario, and because you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings or you didn't want to come across as an arsehole, you decided to continue dating that person even though you weren't that happy, you would be the victim, but you wouldn't be the villain. And some people prefer to not be the villain. Some people would prefer to spend their lives making other people happy or being likable or not upsetting anyone. And whilst I believe in not intentionally hurting people's feelings, I don't believe in living my life for anybody else, because that's only going to make you miserable. Being the villain can look like speaking up for yourself. It can look like saying no to things that you don't want to do. It can look like setting boundaries for yourself that other people don't necessarily like or agree with. It can look like refusing to settle for certain behaviours that you don't want to tolerate anymore. It can look like walking away from a friendship or a relationship because it doesn't make you happy or because it's draining you. It can look like asking for the refund. It can look like saying what's on your mind rather than saying the thing you think your friend wants to hear. It is okay for you to be the villain in somebody else's story. And as I said, this isn't about you intentionally being a prick to someone. This is about you standing up for yourself, refusing to accept certain behaviours, refusing to settle, setting boundaries. Not everybody is going to like that. Not everybody is going to like hearing you say no. Not everybody is going to like or appreciate your boundaries. Not everybody is going to understand those boundaries or understand that you're now speaking up for yourself. If you have always been a yes person, a people pleaser, someone who does everything just to make other people happy, people are not going to like you asserting those boundaries, speaking up, saying no. But how other people respond to you saying no, how other people respond to you speaking up for yourself, how other people respond to your boundaries is not your concern. If other people want to see you as a villain because you've said no, because you've stood up for yourself, because you've spoken your mind, that is their issue. That is not your issue. You cannot keep being somebody that you are not just to please other people. My guess is you spent a lot of your 20s saying yes to people, ignoring your own boundaries, ignoring your own desires, maybe settling in friendships or relationships that weren't right for you. You don't have to do that in your 30s.